It's Thursday, it's Thursday, it's Thursday with Jane.
Happy Thursday! I bet you're wondering why I look like this. Well, I look like this because it is ridiculous Q&A time. So let's get started. I asked some people to send me their ridiculous questions, and they obliged. So, first off, from Joel Brickabrack, is there any reasoning behind the names of your dogs, or did you just pick ones that seemed to fit them? Okay, my dogs. I got 4 dogs. And Brownie Bear is the oldest, and his name is actually Rascalito Brownie Bear. Jim wanted the Rascalito, but Brownie won out, and sometimes he's known as the Bear, or just Brown, or he's pretty much answers to everything. He's pretty easygoing. The second one is Mr. Bones, official name Berserker Bones Reese, and I don't know, I just thought Bones fit. Baby Belle, whose name is actually Isabel Fauna Snow, I got to meet her. This is not really a ridiculous question, but I got to meet my baby Belle when she was like 24 hours old and literally the size of a mouse. And we already knew that she was going to have Fauna's name in there somewhere. And so I just thought, oh, she's a little baby Belle. And so that's what she's known as. Buster, who is a girl, whose full name I can't quite remember right now, it's Buster Boo something, told me her name when I picked her out, and I told Jim her name's Buster, and he goes, that's the boy's name, and I'm like, well, take it up with her because that's her name. So there you go. Who would win in a fight between Godzilla and Dracula? Would it make a difference if the fight happened in the day or in the night? Well, of course it would. You're talking about Dracula. It would have to take place at night, or Dracula wouldn't even get to fight Godzilla because, you know, he'd burn up. And, well, actually it doesn't make a difference between night or day because Godzilla would win. If you had to be one or the other, would you rather turn into a frog or a squid? I would rather turn into a frog. I like frogs. I've always liked frogs. I want a pet frog, but I can't have one. But I like frogs. From Volky Werewolf Monster. Have you ever chatted with a chipmunk squatting in your back garden? No, because they don't want to talk to me. I've tried, but the little suckers are quick, and with Buster being the ineffectual hunter that she is, thank God, they're not very chatty, at least not to me. How do you feel about having cows as neighbors? Well, you know, I don't like her, but I wouldn't call her a cow. Oh, you mean the actual cows. It's pretty cool. Sometimes I don't really know where their main home is, so I never know when they're going to be in the backyard. And sometimes they have their little babies with them and everything, and usually, though, as soon as I try and walk up to the fence, they get mad and they walk away. But I like cows. I like cows better than people. What is your favorite cemetery in the world? Well, I can't go global because I haven't, you know, been many places. But of the cemeteries I have been to, my favorite is the big old cemetery in Savannah, Georgia, which I've only been to once. And in the almost 20 years I've been with Jim, I've been like, we've got to go to the cemetery, and we haven't been able to do it yet. How many people have you killed in your novels so far? Okay. 7. Okay, of the 2 books available, novels available right now, there's 7 dead people. And in my various works in progress, there's about a dozen or so far. And I can't even tell you how many murders are in my flash fiction. So, a lot. From Amy Rock and Roll. How do you feel about butterscotch pudding? Well, that depends on what you are going to use it for. As far as eating, it's okay. I liked it a lot when I was younger. And then because of all the medications that I'm on and everything, my taste has changed and now it's too sweet. But, I don't know. I personally would not want to wrestle in butterscotch pudding, but I'd probably watch somebody else do it. I don't think it would be a very good use as like a poultice because, you know, it would attract lots of bugs and stuff. So, yeah, I guess my feelings about butterscotch pudding are rather complicated. Several different weirdos asked me, why do hot dogs come in packs of 8 and hot dog buns come in packs of 10? Well, here it is, folks. I'm going to break it for you. There is a vast conspiracy because what they want you to do in order to get the equal amount of hot dogs and the equal amount of hot dog buns is they want you to buy 10 packs of hot dogs and 8 packs of hot dog buns. And therefore you have 1-to-1 ratio. But don't fall for it, folks, because that is how they're going to take over the world. The hot dog and the hot dog bun people. You got to be careful. From Zephyr Awesome Sauce. If a cat always lands on its feet and buttered bread always lands butter side down, what would happen if you tied buttered bread onto the top of a cat? Well, after tying it to the top of the cat, if you're still alive and the cat hasn't killed you, you would then have to drop the cat. And due to physics and quantum mechanics, that the poor cat would just explode. It's very sad. Don't do it. And some more from Joel Berry Pack. If you had to stop being a Jane, what would you be instead? Either a fairy or a unicorn. But probably a fairy. Because everybody wants to be a unicorn. And you know, I don't want to be like everybody else. Soft cheese is actually the blood of our reptilian overlords. Discuss. Well, there's really not much to discuss. That's just a fact. I mean, end of discussion. What is the worst horror film you've ever seen and why? I have seen a bunch of really, really, really crappy horror films. But the one I'm always going to stick with is Ankle Biters. I don't know what kind of drugs this guy was on, and apparently you'd have to be on the same kind of drugs to get the movie, but I believe he wrote, directed, and starred in it. Half of the time you can't hear what he's saying. The other half of the time it's so dark you can't see what he's doing. Not that any of that matters, considering the premise is about midget vampires who actually don't attack people's ankles but their thighs. And if I describe it any more than that, I'm just my soul will die. So that's it. Have you ever watched Doctor Who? If not, why not? I did watch Doctor Who back when it was, I'm sorry, I'm not a Whovian, so I don't know which doctor it was, but it was the guy with the scarf and the hat. And I watched it, oh God, I don't even remember how old I was, but I watched it because my brother watched it, and I wanted to try and, bond with him. That didn't work out, but, the weird thing is the music at the end, for some reason just creeped me the hell out. So I always had to leave before the music came on. And I haven't watched any Doctor Who since then because, please don't kill me, I'm just not into it. Sorry. When is the next book out? Well, there are books coming out every day. I guess that depends on what book you're asking about. If you're asking about when is the next one of my books out, that would probably be within 3 months of me finishing it. And those are my ridiculous to semi-ridiculous to not really ridiculous questions. If you have any questions, ridiculous or not, that you would like to ask me, please put them in the comments below. Also, if you have any suggestions for Thursday with Jane, let me know. Have a good day, everybody, and Jane loves you. Bye.